What's up, everyone? All right, today I want to talk to you about what I've been doing with AutoDS. So AutoDS is another all-in-one suite, and one of the advantages of having such a big eBay account is that I can use multiple different suites to post items to the same account using different strategies, right? So one thing that I've been trying to explore more, especially recently, is that most of my items on the bulk account are really small. They cost less than 30 bucks, right? Like almost all of the items currently posted on the bulk account, which is almost 100,000 items, cost between $10 and $35. So what I'm realizing is that there's a whole lot of money that I'm not earning because I just don't post higher profit items. And I need to do that because now I have the systems established and everything's ready. Whereas before it was all about, can I even run at this scale? Is it possible? What systems need to be in place? All of that kind of more experimental stuff, right? So now there's two kind of ways that I'm addressing this issue of the fact that all of the items in the store are cheap and there's items that we should post that we could be making way more money off of in addition to these items, right? Hopefully these items just cover the base fees and then the profit can be made from these other big sales that sometimes occur like $20 or like $200 of profit, right? That's a lot for a single sale. Sometimes that's a whole day's or 2 days worth of other sales. So if we can figure out how to get that to happen more often, that would be great. So again, there's two ways that I'm experimenting with this right now. One is by using AutoDS and just bulk posting like a couple thousand listings that are all kind of expensive and just seeing what happens. So I just did this like a week ago and I've had two $1,000 sales. So I had one $1,400 sale and then one $1,000 sale. And both of the sales were published and everything was all right. The problem is that one of the sales was fraudulent, but by the time that it was marked as fraudulent, the item had already shipped and I wasn't able to prevent it. Luckily, Amazon shipped the item using a US or USPS tracking number, not Amazon tracking number. So then I was covered through seller protection. However, having these really expensive items puts me in a liable situation if Amazon ships the item without that tracking number, because if they use Amazon UL or whatever it is, then it's much harder for me to justify because you have to log into your Amazon account in order to show the tracking. So the only way you can show it to the PayPal rep is through a screenshot. So screenshots are generally not admissible. So that's not good, right? That's definitely a vulnerability in having these expensive items specifically from Amazon. That being said, I'm really trying to focus on this theme of making decisions in my life that make me feel nervous and a little bit uncomfortable. Not like badly or really intense anxiety, but I understand now that I need to push myself and I need to make sure that the changes that I'm making are real changes, not just superficial changes that don't really matter and don't test me. I need to make sure that the things that I'm trying are things that I'm pushing myself to do that most other people aren't going to be willing to attempt, right? And so one of the ways that I can check to make sure that I'm consistently doing that is by asking myself, does this make me feel nervous? Okay, good. That means I'm probably on the right track. All right, so the other thing that I'm doing, aside from using AutoDS, is posting a new list of probably the second 100,000 items. But that's not going to happen until later on when the Vero software is more ready. Because right now I don't want to push the Walmart account too much. But the reality is that with bulk in an enterprise store, having 200,000 items is more profitable than having 100,000 items. Because for those 200,000 items, that second 100,000 items, you only pay 2 cents per listing instead of 3 cents. And that's $1,000 difference in fees. So even if you sell the exact same amount from those items, every 100,000 items that you do after the first 100,000 is even cheaper than that first 100,000 items, right? Which is crazy, like absolutely crazy. And the key to earning the most out of an enterprise store comes from your ability to scale past that point. Right now, we can't scale the bulk business more because of the problems with Vero and getting account bans. We have to establish an efficient system to prevent these problems so that then we can just scale relentlessly. Then the idea of having 1 million items in a store is feasible, right? But, you know, this is all future stuff. For the moment, I'm experimenting with AutoDS, and then also I'm making a new Walmart list where the idea is we pretty much just sell everything that Walmart sells, basically. If it passes the check to make sure that it's not a variation, it's not out of stock, and it's not a problematic item, then we sell it, regardless of price. And no matter what price it is, I'm going to include that $6 hard increase as if it did have to pay for shipping, because this part is critical to then be able to have those multi-quantity sales that are more profitable, right? And that's really what makes it interesting, because if you just get hundreds of sales a day but they're all pennies, it's pretty boring. I really like that some days I get like 20 sales and it's like and other days I get like 15 sales, but they're all sourced from Amazon, and those 15 sales earn as much money as like 40 regular sales. And I love that fluctuation. It's like the lottery. Like, it's so cool that sometimes you get sales that just earn $80. That's like 100 other sales, you know? So it's incentivizing, because it's like getting more sales, except with less work, which is really cool, right? So again, theme of this video is cheaper items are good when you're trying to learn and when you want to establish stability. But when it comes to earning more money, there definitely is more money in having more pricey items selling. However, there's also more risk, more issues with PayPal, more issues with other stuff, more returns, more chargebacks, all that. It's just a reality, right? Your ability to be profitable lies in kind of your ability to deal with that stuff without getting your account banned. Because ultimately, if you push your account too hard, you get banned and then you have to restart. But at that point, you know where the end is, so you can establish a balance, right? So who knows if that's going to happen? In my case, no idea, right? But you know that you guys will hear about it. So, all right. Thanks for chatting. See you next time. Ciao.